I'm guessing if you've watched this video, then you've heard a lot of people online saying just how much money you can make from coloring books on Amazon KDP, but when you try to do it yourself, they just don't seem to sell at all. Now, I've personally created a number of KDP coloring books that have gone on to do 5 figures plus each in royalties. So in this video, I'm going to explain what you're probably doing wrong and show you exactly how to make Amazon KDP coloring books that actually sell. So creating coloring books that actually sell. Now, if I asked you watching this video, what do you need to do to create a coloring book that actually sells? Now, most people watching this would reply something along the lines of, well, I just need to make a great coloring book. The quality needs to be good. The book just needs to be a great coloring book in order for it to sell. And that does make sense, but there is just so much more that goes into it. But here's what successful publishers on KDP think. Yes, they acknowledge that the coloring book itself needs to be great, but more specifically, it needs to be better than the current offerings on the market. It needs to be in a niche that they know actually wants this book, and they know exactly what people they're going to target with ads and specifically how they're going to target them. So it's not just about having a great product. There is so much more that goes into it as the whole package. So as you can see, people who make coloring books that sell focus on the whole package and not just the book itself. They're focusing on so many other things than just the book. And this is the difference between people who make coloring books that sell and coloring books that don't sell. And I go into more detail here. So these are the components of a best-selling book on Amazon KDP. This can be a coloring book, this can be an activity book, whatever it is, these are all exactly the same. You need to make sure you've done your niche research correctly. You need to make sure you have the right keywords for your book. You need to obviously make sure you create the book to a good quality, and you also need to have a good marketing strategy. So going back to these two different scenarios here, the people that say, in order to make a best-selling KDP coloring book, I just need to make a great coloring book. This statement only focuses on one of these kind of 4 main pillars. They're only focusing on the book itself and creating it. They're going to make a great book, but they haven't given any thought about how they're going to market it, what keywords they're going to use, and what niche they're going to publish in, or they probably know what niche they're publishing in, but they don't know why they're publishing in that niche. On the flip side, the second statement of I need to make a great coloring book. Yes, it needs to be better than other ones on the market. So at this point already, they've assessed what's already on the market and they know the level that they need to beat in a niche that actually wants it. They've done their niche research. They've verified that people actually want a book like this, and they know exactly what people they can target with their ads and specifically how they're going to target them. So all of a sudden, this slight change in approach, rather than just focusing on the book, now covers all 4 of these things. So hopefully you can start to get your head around the difference between an average selling Amazon KDP coloring book and the ones that really, really sell well. They're thinking about the entire package and not just the book itself. So those are the extremely crucial foundations of what make a successful coloring book. You need to be focusing on all 4 of these things and the entire packaging before you even consider starting creating the book itself. These things are what you need to focus on first. So now I'm going to jump over. Before I actually start creating the book in this video, I'm going to show you a niche that I found, why it's a good niche, and go through step by step from that point all the way up to creating the book itself. So we're on Amazon, and as you can see, the niche we're going to be publishing in this video is the Highland Cow coloring book niche. Now, very, very specific and kind of a weird one, but actually this is a really, really good niche. And I'm going to show you why and talk you through exactly why it's a good niche in just a sec. But if you want to know exactly how I came across this in the first place, it's exactly the same method that I use in my completely free 3.5-hour Amazon KDP full course on my YouTube channel. So if you want to access that, I will leave it linked up here and you can go through it, watch that. And that's exactly how I found this niche. And now we're here. I'm going to talk you through exactly why it's a good niche and why this is a really good opportunity. So as you can see, Highland Cow coloring book. Now, the first thing a good niche is, it obviously needs to have proof of concept. Books in this niche need to be selling well at the moment. If no books in this niche are selling well, then it's just not going to work at all. And it's the first stage failed. So let's just ignore these first 2 because these are just sponsored ads. We're not interested in these at all. As you can see, Highland Cow coloring book, it's got some 15 reviews, all 5-star, and it's got 6,000 BSR. So this book is selling really, really well. This one here has 137,000 BSR, so it's not selling quite as well, but it has got over 30 reviews with 5-star, so it has definitely sold well in the past. They probably stopped doing a lot of ad spend and kind of promoting it, which is why it's probably seen a drop in its BSR. This one here is 224,000, so it's doing even worse. But this is what I mean when it's not just a blanket statement of what makes a good niche and what doesn't. The key thing with this here is this book, yes, isn't doing very well. So a lot of people might see this and think, Highland Cow coloring book, not going to do well. This book has no reviews whatsoever, so I wouldn't even consider this competition, because competition is books that have good reviews. This book has no reviews. The minute we get one good 5-star review on our book, we're going to be outranking this one anyway. So this isn't even considered competition. They can't expect to do well without getting any kinds of reviews on it. And if you want to know how to get reviews on your KDP books, I have recently published a video showing exactly how you can do that, which I will also leave linked up here. So as you can see, this one not doing so well. Let's keep going down. This one here, Highland Cow coloring book. It's a pretty poor cover. I think it's this black line here makes it just look so unprofessional. So I'm not surprised it's not doing well. Again, this one here, £8.58, quite high price, weird price. And again, there's just no reviews in it. So I don't even consider that to be any kind of competition. This one does have one review, but it's a very kind of specific type of coloring book. It's a really weird pattern. So that's only targeting a specific kind of person. As you can see here, Highland Cow coloring book again, 200,000. So these are not good BSRs, but they still have like sub 300k BSRs, which shows they are still selling to some extent, even though they have no review. So that in itself is a good sign, because if these are selling, not great, but they're still selling some units with no reviews, let's just see what can happen if we do actually start getting reviews on our books. And as you can see, a couple more, 156,000. This one is £4.70. So let's just click into this and see what this kind of book is about. So as you can see, this one is doing, not too well, but even though it has got reviews, but you can see the certain style of images. These are very complicated kind of images. And I think for a niche like this, you want to be focusing on very simple illustrations that you can create and people can color in. This just looks so AI generated. You kind of can see these from a mile off, and people, clicking into this have probably seen that, and that's not exactly what they're looking for. They said here, calm and lowering stress. This looks like quite a stressful page. There's a lot going on here. So I'm not surprised why this book isn't selling that great. But if we keep scrolling down, as you can see here, there's a couple more. And there's one here, which is a bold and easy coloring book for adults. And this one is 57,000 in books, and it only has one 5-star review. And now this is why I'm saying this is a good niche. Yes, there's quite a few Highland Cow coloring books, but the good sign here is, even though they're not necessarily that great quality, they're just generic coloring pages like I showed you with this one. Quite complicated in my opinion. Looks like AI, it's not simple, it's not easy to color in, not very appealing. They are still making sales, but all of these are very, very similar to each other. What this book here has done is taken this Highland Cow niche, so the demand is there for some kind of coloring book to do with Highland cows, and they've made a bold and easy version of it. So this just shows what I was saying earlier. People are actually looking for simple designs. They don't want all of these complicated designs. As you can see, the one I showed you here, and even this one, these are just super complicated designs. This is showing me here that people want a Highland Cow coloring book, and they want simple designs. And this is exactly what this one is doing. And it's selling really well with a 57,000 BSR, and it only has one 5-star review. So if we come in and create a bold and easy kind of style coloring book, and we start getting reviews like I showed you in that video that I just mentioned earlier on, we can really start taking over this niche and, going into Highland Cow coloring book, and then even further down into simple and bold and easy designs. That is how we're going to break into this niche. So as you can see, there's a lot that goes into finding out exactly what makes a good niche. It's not just like a blanket statement of, there needs to be X number of competitors or X number of BSRs. You need to go so much deeper and actually think about it yourself and really assess the market, which is what I showed you earlier on in this presentation, where I said the best publishers understand exactly the niche they're publishing in and the kinds of people they're targeting. We're publishing in the Highland Cow coloring book niche, and we're targeting people who just want simple, bold and easy design. So we're not competing against any of these, because people don't want these. People want something like this. And all of a sudden, in quite a crowded niche, we're actually only competing against one real product, and they only have one 5-star review. So we can easily take their place and become the best book in this niche. So within this example, we're going to be making a Highland Cow coloring book, and we're going to focus specifically on bold and easy designs. Now I know what a lot of you are thinking watching this video. Sam, there is a trademark currently going through to trademark anyone creating bold and easy coloring books. But in fact, as members of my self-publishing accelerator community will know, because I made a post on this, that trademark has actually fallen through and is no longer active or going to be active. So you are okay to create bold and easy coloring books. So if you want to get that kind of insight, access to other members of people who are also doing KDP, as well as additional KDP resources, additional KDP video content, you can also check out my self-publishing accelerator community, which I will leave linked down below in the description. if you actually want to take your KDP business seriously. So now we know exactly what niche we're targeting and how we're specifically going to target them with the type of book we're making, bold and easy, simple designs. Let's head over and actually start creating this book and bring the whole thing to life. So we're going to be creating this coloring book in Kittle. Now, Kittle, in my opinion, is by far the best software when it comes to creating coloring pages on Amazon KDP, because their AI image generation is just so much better than so many other things on the market. And it just makes creating these coloring books so easy. So if you do want to access Kittle, I'll leave a link at the top of the description. If you use the code on screen, you can also get a 25% discount. So in order to bring this coloring book to life once in Kittle, and I've just set up an 8.5 by 11 template, because that's the main size of an A4 book on KDP. Go over to Kittle AI and then just press their image generator, and then we're just going to go ahead and type in Highland cow. You really don't need to be that specific, and that's why I think Kittle is better than so many things like Midjourney or whatever else people are using, because you don't have to be super specific with your prompts. You can just type in what you want, and then you can choose the certain image style. So you can see all of these different image styles that you can use, t-shirt graphic, you've got watercolor, you've got nursery art, you've got kawaii icon. We're going to be going for a cartoon because we just want a simple design that's bold and easy. So we're going to go ahead and just press cartoon. And what that's going to do is create a cartoon style image of a Highland cow. Go ahead and just press generate image. And as you can see, here is the first image for our design. Now, one thing you might see is it actually come out in a colored variation, but that's absolutely fine. Not a problem at all, because within Kittle, you can do so many things to turn an image like this into a coloring page. Now, the first thing you need to do is go ahead and just press remove background, and that's going to remove any kind of background to the image. And then we're going to want to go and press vectorize. And this basically means you can take any image and choose how many colors you want it to have in it. So we're just going to go for 3 colors or maybe 4 colors, because ultimately we want to turn this into black and white. The more colors you have, the more control you have over this. Let me just show you what I mean by that in just a sec. So we're going to go ahead and press vectorize image. And as you can see, this has changed the colors of this Highland cow. So we want just black and white. So we're going to go ahead and select the blacks as just black, and then all these other colors we're going to go ahead and set these as white. If you just do 2 colors, sometimes it doesn't pick everything up, which is why I recommend going for a few more colors. I've gone for 4 here, and then just change everything else to white. And as you can see, now we have our black and white interior page for our Highland cow coloring book. That is our first design done. Literally took a couple of seconds, and now all we need to do is go ahead and do exactly the same thing with the other pages. So to do the next page, all you need to do is go ahead and press artboard 1, go ahead and press duplicate, and now you have the second page. Go back into Kittle AI and then just press generate again, and it will generate another one, but in a slightly different style, because we still want the bold and easy. We just want them to be different kinds of images. We don't want the same image throughout the entire book, and you don't have to worry because Kittle will make a different image here. As you can see, here is our second Highland cow. It looks a little bit different to the first one, but still exactly the same theme. And you could just see how easy this is. And again, that's why I recommend Kittle to everybody who's looking to make a coloring book like this. Again, got to go ahead and just press remove background, and then vectorize again. We're going to stick with the 4 colors. Press vectorize image, and then that gives us a very similar thing as we had before. Let's make the black completely black, and then make all of these colors white. And there you go, there is our second design. And then all you need to do to go ahead and bring this to life is just rinse and repeat until you have as many pages as you want. I would recommend for a coloring book, have at least 50 coloring pages. So I would leave the left side of your book blank, and every right page have an image. So it'll be 100 pages in total, but 50 of those will be coloring pages. So if you wanted to do that in Kittle, all you need to do is go ahead and press duplicate. And let's just get rid of this one. So this basically means every left page here prevents color bleed through. So if you're coloring this page here, the colors might bleed through onto the back of the next page, which is why you want to keep this one blank, and then you'd have the next coloring page here. So keep going through that, rinse and repeat until you have all of your designs. And that literally is as simple as it is to create a coloring page using Kittle. So just reiterating why it's so important to have a tool like Kittle. If you were to go ahead and create very similar images like this, you can see very simple, bold and easy designs. If you were to go over to Fiverr and pay a freelancer to make these images, as you can see, very similar style to the ones we've got here, they are charging £4.25 per image. So when you consider we have 50 images in our book, just to create this individual book itself would cost you over £200, where in Kittle, you can do everything for just a low monthly subscription. So that's why having something like this is so beneficial. You need to see it as an investment into your business that's going to A, make life so much easier for you, and B, save you so much time and so much money. Now, as you can see, I have only created the interior pages for this book, but if you want to see a complete step-by-step tutorial of exactly how I would create the front and back cover for this very specific book as well using Kittle, then let me know down in the comment section down below and I'll be more than happy to make that video for you. So up to this point, we've done our niche research. We know exactly what niche we're targeting, Highland Cow coloring book. We know exactly how we're specifically going to fit into that quite busy niche already through bold, easy, and simple designs. We've gone ahead and actually created the interior for the book ourselves. All we need to do now to finish packaging all of this up is find exactly what keywords we're specifically going to target and how we're going to market this book using advertising. Now, just as a heads up, in 2025, advertising has never been more important for your KDP books. You can do everything right like we've already just done. And if you're not advertising, you're really gonna struggle. So make sure you're paying attention to this section because this is potentially the most valuable part of creating an entire KDP coloring book that sells, is your marketing strategy and exactly how you can maximize Amazon ads to get your book in front of more customers, but more specifically, more of the right customers. So how do you make sure you're targeting the right people with your ads? Because it's really important. If you're targeting the wrong people, you can just end up spending so much money on ads that's actually not converting into any sales. So the first thing you need to do is find loads of related keywords that people are searching in to find a book just like the one you've created. And they are the ones that you're going to be targeting with ads. And in order to find those keywords, you need to be using a tool like Self-Publishing Titans, which I use for all of my keyword research. It helps with my niche research too, and specifically finding keywords to target for my Amazon advertising, like I'm showing you in this very example. So if you do want to check out Self-Publishing Titans, I recommend everybody who does KDP has access to this. I will leave it also linked down below in the description. So the first thing we want to do is go to amazon.co.uk because that is the market that we're looking to actually go into. As you can see, amazon.co.uk up here is where we did all of our niche research. So this book specifically is going to hopefully sell well in the UK. Switch to amazon.co.uk and let's just type in Highland Cow book and see what related keywords and where the opportunities are coming from here. So what we're looking for here basically is keywords that people are searching into Amazon that we're not going to rank for organically because we just launched our book. However, if we use ads, we can make sure we're ranking first on the page for as many of these search terms that we know people are searching for, and also that we know are likely to convert into a sale, because if you're not using ads, your book isn't going to rank for them. And then over time, the more you rank for them through ads, the more people who buy your book, Amazon will then start pushing your book towards the top of the rankings for all of these keywords organically, which is why it's so important to invest into ads. So let's go into here and then just search by estimated search volume. You can see all of these ones here, lots of, kind of some related keywords and some not so related keywords. And you basically need to weigh up the number of people searching for a keyword like this and the number of competitors you're going for. Because although you're using ads and you basically fire your way straight to the top anyway, the more competitors who might be using these keywords in the ads, the more you have to bid and the more you have to pay. So ideally, keywords that people are searching for, but not too many people are also using in the ads or trying to rank for organically, which is why this opportunity score of Self-Publishing Titans comes in so handy. So you can search, you can filter by and you sort by search volume, but you can also sort by opportunity. So let's go through here and look at this opportunity score, which takes into account search volume and also competitions. So just Highland Cow itself could potentially be a keyword, but people searching for Highland Cow could be searching for anything to do with Highland Cow. So it could be a Highland Cow notebook, any kind of product related to Highland Cow. So although this comes across as a good opportunity on paper, it's not actually that linked to our book. So we're going to go ahead and give that one a miss. Let's keep going down. Highland Cow baby. So maybe baby Highland cows could be an option you go for within your book. Highland Cow notebook. Again, ours isn't a notebook, but again, it just shows that there is demand around this whole niche. People want books to do with Highland cows. Now, you wouldn't necessarily use this in your marketing strategy, but it's just a good sign that people are interested in this niche. Highland Cow coloring book for adults, as you can see, 236, not a huge amount of search results. Ideally, you don't want this number to be higher than this, but again, there's no kind of hard and fast rule. That's why the opportunity score is so good to look at. So looking at Highland Cow book, this doesn't necessarily throw up too many options for keywords to target. Obviously, there are some keywords that are super obvious that you're going to want to target. Because we have a bold and easy Highland Cow coloring book, the phrase Highland Cow coloring book exactly of course you want to advertise that because that's exactly the target that we want to go for. People who are searching for that are searching exactly for our book. So something like Highland Cow coloring book, bold and easy Highland Cow coloring book, those two keywords specifically, you don't need data to know that you want to rank first for those. So those are really obvious ones. This tool just helps you find the ones you maybe haven't thought about. So Highland Cow book isn't really showing up anything here. Let's type in Highland Cow gift. It's just another way of someone potentially finding this book. And as you can see, here we go. These are some perfect keywords that we want to advertise against. Highland Cow gifts and Highland Cow gifts for women. 7,387 search volume, a lot of searches every single month for this search term and not too many search results. And again, Highland Cow gifts specifically for women, 3,457 search volume and really, really low competition. And as you can see, these both have an opportunity score of 9. So these are two banger keywords that we really want to make sure we're targeting. Now, if you're enjoying this video and you're finding a lot of value from it, please make sure you are subscribed to the channel. The vast majority of people who watch my videos aren't actually subscribed. So if you want to see consistent KDP tips and help with your KDP business, just like I'm showing you in this video, make sure you press subscribe so you're not missing any videos that I make on YouTube. And also leave a like on the video if you're finding this useful, because that also really helps me out. So let's just say we put both of these and add them into an exact campaign for our KDP ads. And we're bidding quite aggressively on those, which basically means when people search in Highland Cow gifts and Highland Cow gifts for women, we are hopefully going to be right at the top, because people who are searching for this are looking for a book just like the one we've created. And then over time, the more sales we get from our book by putting at the top of search results for people who are searching things like this, the more we're going to rank organically. And then it's just a snowball and it compounds over time. So that's exactly what you would do for your marketing strategy. These are just some examples. If you're actually doing this for real, go through, build up a list of maybe 10, 15 specific keywords that you want to target, and then go really aggressive with your ads specifically on these targets, because you know people are actually typing these into Amazon, and the people that are typing them into Amazon would absolutely love your book. The reason why it's not selling without ads is because they never find it, because it's right at the bottom, because it's not ranking well organically, because it's just been launched, which is why this is just so important. Now, this is of course just the tip of the iceberg, which is why I do have my KDP ads mastery course, which I will leave linked down below in the description. For anyone that wants to go from a complete beginner to extremely advanced with the Amazon KDP ads, is probably one of the most, if not the most important part of Amazon KDP that you need to be focusing on in 2025. If you do want to check out that course, I go over everything in significant detail and really easy to understand terms. You can check that out down below in the description. So there you go. That is how you create a coloring book that actually sells on Amazon KDP. It's not just about the product itself, it's about the entire packaging. As you can see here, we did our niche research. We found Highland Cows is a niche that people are buying books in that niche. We also identified that within there, the opportunity is in bold and simple designs. We then used Kittle, which made a really, really long, time-consuming and potentially expensive process, extremely cheap to do and extremely easy to do, which saved us loads of time. And that's actually created the entire book for us. And once we created our book, we went into self-publishing Titans, found loads of keywords that people are actually searching for that will want to buy our book. And we're going to target those exact keywords and those exact customers who have intent to buy our book using Amazon ads. And that is how you create coloring books on Amazon KDP that actually sell. It's not just about the product, it's about the entire packaging. So I know there is a lot of information in this video. So if you do have any questions, or you're a little bit confused, or just need some clarity on anything that I've mentioned, you can let me know down in the comment section down below, and I'll try and help you out as best as I can. But thank you very much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed for even more Amazon KDP content, and leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.